Hello, everybody. We're live and on the air with a Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset. We're going to close it out with the head coach of the Stewart's Creek Redhawks, head coach Ben Caudill. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Doing good, Stork. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. I'm thinking about coming down tomorrow night. Looks like you're going to be entertaining the Rockets down at Stewart's Creek on the new turf.
Yeah, I would love to have you down. Trying to think, last time you were there, maybe the opener against Smyrna last year.
Yes. I'll come down. I'm going to run a little sideline, get a little sideline video, and hopefully get to see you play. How you been doing, old buddy?
Doing well. Trying to think of the last time we talked, maybe when you came over when our field just got done.
I did, and we had the umbrella take off, and I'm so sorry about that. But you know what? You went out and you had a big football game, and you've been playing a lot of football since we last talked. Of course, Judy fell and dislocated her shoulder, and then I haven't talked to you for 2 weeks, but you ended up playing a thriller against Blackman. And that game went really, really well. Talk to me about the Blackman game and your kids and what happened in that matchup.
Yeah, well, Blackman was coming off of really a record-setting school total yardage on offense performance the week before against Summit, and I tell you, I've coached against some really good Blackman teams, over the years, coached against them when Jawan was there. And,
yeah.
700 yards of offense is, very impressive. And so we knew we, would have our hands full that night. And really they started, on offense as advertised. Tell you, Stork, one aspect of that team that I think gets overlooked is their offensive line. They've got a really big offensive line. I think 4 of those guys are back from last year. Had some guys that, really able to run the football this year as well. And you can definitely tell the quarterback, Reisner, is in his second year of, running that offense. And
he's much more polished. He's much more polished this year than he was last year. I mean, his step and throw and the way he zips it, I mean, yes, I'll agree.
Yeah, he's obviously got some great targets to throw to, but I tell you, he put some right on the money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're able to throw it from the far hash and, put it where it needs to be, I think he's just a matter of time before he kind of has some options on where to, play next year in college. But nothing Stork. I think their defense is, definitely improved from last year. But, having said all those things, we were really executed well offensively, especially in the first half, and we're able to do some things that we wanted to do, and kind of a tale of two halves. Honestly, our defense, didn't play very well in the first half. Our offense was really clicking, and then it totally, swapped in the second half. Our defense, started out with 2 3-and-outs and goal line stand, and then a big pick with about 5 minutes left, and we couldn't, convert on that when it was tied at 28. And anyways, they scored with about 2 or 3 minutes left and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and right there, and they talk about it all the time. You hear a coach get interviewed, and he'll say, well, it was just 1 or 2 big plays. But if you really followed the game and you know what the heck is going on, you fully understand it is 1 or 2 plays, and it's a game changer. You go back to the game we did Friday night, Smyrna and Riverdale. Well, if Riverdale scores on the safety, because they had good field position, they couldn't kick it to them very well, and then the big guy doesn't get the scoop and score, Riverdale's winner. Game over, and I mean, you're in that same boat. You take away 1 or 2 plays, and game over. Stewart's Creek's a winner. Give me the trophy. So it is sometimes that way, and you've been playing some good football, but this thing ain't over with yet, Coach. It's slipping around and sliding, and it's getting sticky. I mean, lot going to go on tomorrow night, isn't it? Or for you, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, well, Rockvale is a very impressive football team. A little bit different schematically on offense this year than last. Last year they, had the Nowacki kid, and he really kind of, was a little bit different skill set than the quarterback from this year. But they've played a great schedule. Played a really good Smyrna team. In their losses, I think the Smyrna game, that big pick, I was watching, your broadcast that night, the big, 99-yard interception kind of turned the game around. And
right before the half.
It says a lot about Rockvale's defense that I think Smyrna, midway through the third quarter had 1 or 2 first downs. And, that just shows you the value of, turnovers in that game. But, definitely was impressed with, Rockvale that night, and ran into a really, really good, talented Nolensville team last week. I think Nolensville has a really good chance to play for the 5A title this year, and
they're coached well. They looked good last year. I mean, they gave Rockvale a scare last year. Yeah, that quarterback, man, he can let that thing go.
Yeah, they ran into Page last year in the playoffs, I believe, and Page's quarterback was really special, and I think Nolensville's got a chance, and Rockvale did some really impressive things last Friday night as well, and definitely a very talented team that has a lot of the same strengths, I think, as last year, and you can definitely tell that Coach Guthrie's done a really good job of just kind of keeping this thing rolling since Coach Rice left.
Well, and, they're going to have a little bit different luck. I mean, the Mayhew kid went out, and just such a tough break because he's a good kid. He, definitely one of the quarterbacks that you thought was climbing, as far as, one to watch for in the area, played smart there, and needed to, just to keep progressing as a quarterback, to keep getting better. You like those kids to, it seems he's trying, he's working hard, wants to be better and everything, but tough break for him. But like Coach Gutt said, we've got our man, and this is our guy now, and he'll have to become the leader. So, you got a little bit of advantage there that they're going to be playing a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of experience on Friday night. That'll have to grow up quick.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been there last year when our starting quarterback got hurt. We had we didn't have a backup. We had
to invent one.
Do
we go in the back room and buy one? Yeah.
And, Gabe Walker in some ways became our quarterback. But, that position is one that you've just got to have depth.
You've got to have depth, and you've got to have one that's good, or you can't win state championship without a gun, without a quarterback. Yeah, it's got to start in the quarterback's hands.
And I remember seeing that, Smyrna night, Malachi Thielen, their quarterback now, came in that night, and I think his first snap of the game, I think Mayhew might have helmet fell off or something, and the first snap that Malachi was in, I think he threw a post, and he clearly has the confidence of his coaches and teammates to go in and execute what they're trying to get done on offense. And I think he's got some very dynamic weapons to get the ball to, and obviously they have a great scheme. And Stork, they're 2-0 in our region with
that's exactly right.
Wins against Siegel and Riverdale, and in my opinion, those, scores, didn't indicate just how dominant Rockvale was in both of those football games. So they're definitely, great football team, really well coached, and, we're going to have our hands full tomorrow night.
Well, like I said, I got to get a hold of Tygard. I mean, I'm going to have to tell him, 5:30 or I'll just have to leave him or something, because I'm going to have to, I do want to get down, because I know National Anthem and that's at the other end of your county. I mean, I can't be goofing off. If I'm going to come down and watch Sturgis Creek and Rockvale, I got to get out of town by 5:45 if I'm going to make it down there to your end, and because of the traffic and everything, and get settled in and get ready to get me a good video of the Rockets and the Red Hawks. So on the new turf, the Rockets get to play on the new turf. First time they get to play on the new turf, isn't it?
Yeah, really excited. Glad that I think it was me and Coach Rice that, when we decided to, when we heard we had to have a Thursday game, I think they might have already had one against Laverne, obviously against Smyrna as well. And, this kind of seemed like a natural one for us to kind of follow Siegel and Riverdale's lead and, getting all your kids out, on a Thursday night.
It's great. It's great exposure, yeah.
Yep, gets. I'll tell you one thing that's cool is our girls soccer team is tied for first in the district right now. They're going to be able to play, on our field on a Friday night now,
Good
which
deal.
I know they're really excited about. So it's going to be a big matchup. Excited to be able to host them. Last year we went there in a tough environment. Rockville's a tough place to play, and like I said, Coach Guthrie's surrounded himself with some great coaches, and they're definitely doing a great job sitting here 2-0 in the region, and hopefully we can do some things to make it a competitive ball game.
Well, what are you going to do for the break, Coach?
Honestly, Stork, I really don't know. I was trying not to think about it, obviously, until we get there and be, present in the moment and where my feet are, that type thing. But
you're going to be here real quick Friday night at 10 o'clock. It's going to be fall break. I've got news for you. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing is, spending time with my boys. My oldest just turned 5 about 2 weeks ago. And
what's he want to do? What's he want to do?
He wants to do anything related to sports. If it's football season, he's all in with that. He loves to play t-ball this past spring for the first time.
Have you taken him fishing yet?
He has been fishing, yes. Anything competitive, anything where he can whoop up on his younger brother, he loves to do. And, man, they play awesome together and play hard. And, being a father in the middle of football season is definitely a challenge. But the moments that we have together as a family are really special. They come to the JV games, and they're an all-in football family. My wife does a great job making sure of that, and so I'm not really sure, Stuart, what next week holds. But definitely going to have some quality time with my family.
Sounds like your brother gets along a lot better than me and my brother. My brother just used to just beat me up. He watched a lot of wrestling on Saturday. We was big Memphis fans. Jerry Lawler and it was big time. Dave Brown, Lance Russell, another big week of championship wrestling. Yeah, there's always a big card going on there in Memphis. So I never missed. Well, Coach, thank you for being on the show. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yep, I appreciate you, Stork. Looking forward to seeing you on our new field tomorrow.
All righty, see you there.